Mm.
What else did I watch?
Stranger Things was the highlight of 2016.
Dude, I still
Um,
I still need to see it. I've only seen two
you don't watch
episodes.
that, really?
Yeah,
Oh, because I
only.
remember you saying Becky doesn't like it, does she?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, if my wife doesn't like
Yeah.
something, not that she prevents me from watching it, but I kind of drift away from it because she's like my binge watching like a addict person, like the person that helps me continue my addiction of binge watching. So if she's not there, I kind of like drift away. But yeah, she didn't like it. We saw the first two episodes. I liked it. I need to fucking see that.
Great show. Great
Yeah,
show.
definitely before
Um,
season two comes out.
I mean, Becca's probably been watching, but have you been watching Supergirl by any chance?
Yeah, I've been watching Supergirl and Flash with Becca.
What do you think?
I think Supergirl was interesting because this year they did a lot of changes. They got rid of Callista
Cat.
Flockhart, yeah, Cat, because the from what I understand the budget was lowered tremendously from season one
Yeah.
to season two because now they're on CW, and so I guess they had to get rid of a cast member, and I guess she was expensive. But no, I like it, man. It's definitely in a new direction. I think they're trying to make it more like a CW show. Like they have a new base of operations, and like Superman was there for like two episodes, and that was cool, I guess. But it was kind of like, why was he there for two episodes? And no, I think it's good. And Flash has been really good too. Um,
Hmm.
I don't like the other shows though. I can't get into Arrow. I find that show monotonous as fuck. And Legends of Tomorrow feels like a really bad. Legends of Tomorrow feels like watching Doctor Who while on acid, and but it's like really bad. Like it's a bad episode of Doctor Who and you're on acid. I just don't like that show. But yeah, no, everything else has been really. I like the other two shows. I think they're really cool. And Agents of Shield has been really good this year too. They did. They introduced Ghost Rider into the MCU, and
Mm.
dude, like it's really good. I was telling people like if you hated any season of Agents of Shield, I've always season one was okay. Season two was phenomenal. That was such a fucking good season. Season three was terrible. Season three of Agents of Shield is like really fucking bad. Like it should be avoided. I thought it was god awful.
Hmm.
Season four has been great. It's really I was saying it felt like a backdoor Ghost Rider Netflix show because it had like the first couple of episodes felt like Ghost Rider on Netflix. Like it was definitely a different feel. But
Hmm.
that's yeah, season four has been really great, and they're gonna. I think they finished up Ghost Rider, and now they're gonna do life model decoys. They're moving on to that next year, so hopefully they can pull that off.
That's
So
cool.
Tony Stark got his wish. Remember in
Yeah.
Avengers, like you were speaking to the life model decoy, Tony Stark.
Yeah, I've got loads of shows to catch up on, like Luke Cage and Daredevil, and I just didn't want to watch them because I thought they were fucking.
Luke Cage is
couldn't,
is
couldn't dig
horrible,
in them.
dude. Luke Cage
Yeah,
is terrible. Yeah.
I couldn't dig in, but I'll probably give them another chance sometime. Movies have yeah.
Oh, movies, yeah. Holy shit, man! This was a year for movies. A lot of them came out. I let me. By the way, I don't know if we're gonna do this like we did for gaming, but let me just go on the forefront to say my least favorite movie this year, the one that I thought was the biggest disappointment, without a doubt, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Oh my
Please don't start.
god,
We could be here for all fucking day, and I want to go to bed in a couple of hours. Like
god,
that film is fucking atrocious. Not
dude.
even bad, atrocious.
Yeah,
I
like
really don't like that film. Go
it
on.
was
I felt
so
like
bad.
3 hours of my life after we've done podcasts for about 3 4 years now or something, and we look back on all the discussions we had about Batman v Superman. My God, there's one like fucking epitome of like fucking delivering on that. It was this the product. Oh God, it's so fucking dog wank.
Oh god, and
Oh,
then
Chris, don't even start. I'm really, really angry just thinking about it. I get really agitated seeing it.
you know what it is, dude? That the
Oh,
title fight was terrible. Like the title fight was so
that's,
boring. It felt like it was
oh,
being played in slow motion the whole time. Like
it's
it was, dude. What a shit. Like that movie was such shit.
it's not just that. It's like, do you know when your friend gets like fucking Photoshop and starts learning how to do it, and they start photoshopping like really random crap, and they think they're being impressive, but they're not. That's what Batman v Superman was. Just,
That's pretty accurate.
like, like just generally, like there's so much stuff like Jesse Eisenberg. Oh God, like I've said this a million times. He was the biggest miscast, and he's the biggest
Yeah,
miscast in the last century
yeah,
of like
yeah.
miscasts. Like, oh God, he's so bad. But like. there's so many problems. I'm like, why is Wonder Woman in this film? There's no sense for her to
Yeah.
be in there. You have
Yeah.
Batman and Superman. It's like putting James Bond, Jason Bourne, and then bringing in a third spy to make a kind of story. I'm like, what's the point? You've already got.
For the
It's
record,
just,
I would love to
it's
see
just
that.
like,
Like side note, I would love to see James Bond and
okay,
Jason Bourne. Who would be the third? The third spy? Oh God, I have no idea who the third spy would be. Is there even a third spy? I don't know.
what's the big question?
It would fuck it. They would just put like Spider-Man in it or something, for cross
It's like,
promotions.
just like in general, I've never been more pissed off at a movie than that because it's just like they weren't even the problems. There were more problems with like Doomsday and like random fights. Even you said the big fight was anticlimactic.
Oh my God!
And just like
when they spoilers for anybody watching, but
oh,
or
spoil
listening.
it. I mean,
But
just
when
even to
dude,
watch this film, it's terrible.
when Superman dies at the end of the movie, oh my God, I couldn't believe that. To me that was it's such a beautiful tragedy, that movie, cuz like I think if I ever watch it with you or anybody, like if we ever sit down and watch that movie, I would get drunk. I would like pour us both a drink and just spend the next 3 hours like shit talking every moment. Like that movie's so easy to deconstruct. And it's funny because there are people that legitimately think it's a good movie. And I've met people or I know people that said it was a good movie. And like, I won't name names, but it kind of like made me like really double think their clarity on things. I'm like, man, I don't think like if I ever ask a person, oh, what'd you like, the people who said Batman versus Superman was good that I know, whenever they see a movie and if I ask and I haven't seen it yet, and if I'm like, oh, what'd you think of it, and if they say it's good, I'm really not going to take their opinion into consideration. Like that's going to be like I won't even bother asking, because at that point it's like, dude, if you think that movie's good, then like you and I have a very different definition of what's entertaining. Because to me, that movie's entertaining if you get drunk and you shit talk it, but on its own merits, it's such a bad movie.
Such a fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting more annoyed, but we'll kind of wrap up with that.
Yeah.
It's just like just the ending as well. Just takes the piss as well. Just like you know, they show like Aquaman in the middle of the movie. It's like, oh yeah, here we go. Here the unsubtle references coming from fucking DC and David Goyer and fucking Zack Snyder and everyone else. I'm like, oh, do you just like kind of like, do you know, if I was in the movie fucking fair watching that and I paid for that, I'd fucking demand my money back at the counter because that was just. And
Dude,
the
you know what's
extended edition's
funny?
30 minutes. And it's just, oh, God.
That was the movie that Rebecca and I went to, like, after she got her job in Celebration. Like, we're like, oh man, we could afford to go see a movie. Let's go see Batman versus Superman. And we left the theater and we're like, wow, that sucked. Like,
It's fucking tragedy, isn't it?
also, by the way, to kind of, since we're on the subject of DC films, Suicide Squad, not as bad as Batman versus Superman, but still another clear indicator. Yeah, still another clear indicator that DC has no fucking clue of what they're doing. Like, they're really...
How's Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith, some kind of Suicide Squad.
Miscast. Oh.
That's a meme now, isn't it?
I think it must be. Would you do stuff like that? I think I cringe so badly. I'm like, oh. You know, it's like something I expected Jeff Keighley to do, like, looks at the microphone and it's the Game Awards. It's like, it's like, oh.
No, it's super. I mean, it's like, I'm glad they didn't do something like that in Rogue One, for example, which we'll get to Rogue One later, I guess. But like, I'm glad, like, that's like, whenever you have a movie that everybody clearly understands what the title is, like, for some reason, the creative team behind that film always wants to really spell it out for people, like as if they think we're the dumbest pieces of shits in the world, and they're like, we really we need people to understand this is some kind of a Suicide Squad. Like, oh god, man. Jeez. I mean, it's like when you go to a movie and like it's called The Heat Has Caught Up or something like that, and then like there's a scene where the guy's like, well, it looks like the heat has caught up. Like, like I think there's a Bond movie called A View to a Kill, and there's a scene, Christopher Walken's the villain in that movie, which, by the way, go see that. If there's anyone who hates James Bond, I don't know why you would, he's awesome, but if you do hate him, go see A View to a Kill. That movie's hilarious because of Christopher Walken. But there's a scene where he's talking to I think her name is Mayday, his like evil sidekick, and they're like looking out of a blimp, and she goes, "Wow, what a view!" And then he goes behind her and he whispers in her ear, "To a kill." And I'm like, this is amazing because the movie's called A View to a Kill, and it's like the shittiest. You could tell, dude, it's like a reshoot because the way she says, "Wow, what a view!" You're like, man, her acting is so bad in the scene, and she's not a bad actor. And like Walken is just like laughing while he's saying it, like you can tell he's not taking it serious. That's what that Suicide Squad moment was to me. It was the A View to a Kill moment of the DC extended universe. It was terrible.
Yeah, I'll wait for Suicide Squad to like be given to me for free, and I'll watch it. Because I have very, very little faith in absolutely anything right now. It's like fucking the last thing I want to do is almost like kill myself after watching another DC film like that.
What other?
No, I mean like
what other movie stuff is there?
There's quite a few. There's like stuff movies we could break, so like Deadpool and stuff like that as well.
Oh.
Deadpool, if you're going to talk about it,
phenomenal. That movie was like I think that movie I think is going to go down in history as one of the top 5 required watchings if you're going to make a superhero movie. I think is Deadpool.
Yeah, I liked it. I think the ending was just a little bit straight off though. I feel like the story was a little bit unconstrued, or kind of like it could have been a bit more tighter, but
it was a very for when I say this, like take into consideration that it's a superhero movie, but it was a very low budget superhero movie. I mean, this had less of a budget. Yeah, they had $58 million to make this movie. And you're probably thinking, or people listening are probably thinking like, oh, well, that's a lot of money, man, like $58 million. But like, dude, for a superhero movie, like the original X-Men produced back in 2000 had more money, and that was considered low budget. Like, go back and watch that movie and then see the sequel, and the sequel has way bigger effects because it had more money. But yeah, it was 58 million, and usually they spend at least 120 million on a superhero movie. So given all that, dude, it like came out swinging. It was really good. Like that was definitely one of the like to me one of the top, not my favorite film of the year, but definitely in the top 5. Like it was really fucking good.
I mean, Captain America was good as well.
Yeah, Civil War was good. It was really fun.
Well,
yeah, I think
that was kind of...
I was gonna say Apocalypse was pretty good. It had its problems, but I think like I don't know. There's things in there that like that last exchange with Charles and Eric, which was literally the last exchange they had in the original X-Men movie. You know, of like I feel pity for the poor boy who comes in wanting to cause trouble. Like that whole scene, like I got teary-eyed, man, because I'm like, oh my god, like they said that in the first movie. This is so cool. I know this is pretty up close, but Rogue One was great. I liked Rogue One for what it was. I think it was definitely catered to the Star Wars fans. I mean, I had some issues with it, but I prefer Force Awakens, to be honest, over Rogue One. But Rogue One's fun. It definitely satisfied me, but I'm still kind of like, all right, where's Episode 8? Like that kind of thing. You know, like, all right, this is great and all, but you know, Vader, oh man, he's badass. But come on, give us Episode 8. We want.
I do have plans to watch Rogue One. I'm definitely going to watch that in the cinemas when I get a chance.
It's good, man.
No,
I
mean like, it's been an interesting year. I mean, like, I heard that didn't do too well in the critical reception.
Assassin's Creed.
And there's obviously been films like oh fuck, Chris, we've already gone on for fucking long enough. I have a wrap up soon. Like, I'm not going into Assassin's Creed right now because we'll start in 2017.
That's true.
No, it's been an interesting year. I mean, like next year will be big as well. I think Dunkirk comes out as well. Christopher Nolan's movie.
Yeah.
Big movie. First one outside the Dark Knight trilogy. In a long time. So I'm very excited to see what actually happens. But film, I wasn't really too impressed, like overwhelmed by the year though in films. It was just kind of like one of those years. I'm just not really keen on the comic book movies anymore because I'm just like, fuck this.
Yeah, I think this was the year where I think people are like, oh god, another one. I remember when I was seeing actually Captain America: Civil War in the theaters. There's like some dad was there, and God, he was so annoying because he was so loud. But he literally went, "Oh my god, there's another Spider-Man!" like that loudly in the theater. And like, I was like, first of all, good point. Secondly, shut up, because I had to pay like $30 to see this movie. Like, I can't afford to like, like have people talk loudly in a fucking movie. But yeah, like, it's true. Like, I think people are reaching that point where they're like, come on, man, like, stop it. Like, enough of this nonsense. Like, we don't need to do this. But on the flip side, I'm eating it up. I think DC is fucking things up though, because Marvel, I think, shit, even Fox is doing good. Deadpool is phenomenal, but I think like DC is really kind of like fucking it up for everybody else, because they're I don't know. Doctor Strange was good, by the way. I did see that. That was something I watched. I liked it. I thought Doctor Strange was good. 10 Cloverfield Lane I thought was great. I don't know if you've seen that one yet, dude. It was really good.
Yeah, I'll check that one out.
Yeah, that was.
I'm not really too keen on my films this year. Just look at them like pass, maybe pass.
Yeah, I'm going through. I'm seeing if there's anything else I saw this year. Oh man, I heard the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie bombed so hardcore. They literally said, "Yeah, we're not gonna do any more movies." Like, that's how bad it was. Warcraft came out. I never saw it. I have no interest in seeing it, but that came out. Finding Dory was okay. I saw that. That was kind of whatever. Dude, Independence Day Resurgence. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Independence Resurgence is the worst movie I saw this year. Yeah, that was the worst movie. Yeah, like, Batman vs. Superman was the most disappointing. Independence Day 2 was the worst movie I saw this year, without a doubt. Like,
you with Jeff Goldblum in it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like Jeff Goldblum. They had dude. They got so many people to come back. Like except for Will Smith. Will Smith was too busy with his Suicide Squad, but like, they got pretty much everyone else to come back. And like, it's such a. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh God, dude.
I don't know if I want to watch after he says.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's like really bad. Like, it's like almost unwatchable bad. Like, you get to a point of the movie where you're like, why am I watching this? Like, it's that bad. My dad, I saw it because it was when that hurricane was gonna hit Miami. That, remember, I told you, dude, I can't really do the show. Oh, yeah. I might die. But like, like the hurricane
by the way, guys, that was an interesting point when we were trying to record. When we were trying to discuss Chris's safety on recording an episode.
Yeah, which we're like, should we do it? And Adnan's like, nah, dude, I think that this looks pretty big. I'm like, yeah, I should probably put up shutters. But I saw that movie because my dad actually came over to our house like the day after everything settled, and he had his Apple TV and he had rented the movie, and I saw it and I'm like, man, I'm so sorry you had to rent this. Like, I was really like, I'm so sorry you had to spend money on this. Like, oh dude, Ghostbusters, that, you know what, dude, Ghostbusters, it wasn't like, it's not a good movie, not by any like stretch of the imagination, but it's not like Independence Day 2 was worse. Terrible. Yeah, like Independence Day 2, like, I'd rather watch Ghostbusters twice in a row than Independence Day 2 once. Like, to give you an idea, like, it wasn't a bad movie at all, but it wasn't a good one either, if that makes any sense. It was okay. Like, you watched it and you're like, this has nothing to do with the Ghostbusters at all. If it was just a regular movie about, like, with this cast, like how Paul Feig has made before, it was a Paul Feig movie. It was like all those movies he's made, like
Feige.
Oh. Yeah, it's like that's another one.
Sorry, I was gonna say, sorry. That's been 2016's biggest conundrum. Feige. Like,
but it was okay. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, it's watchable. I would say, yeah, watch it. Don't take it seriously and watch it. Yeah, there's not really anything else. I never saw Blair Witch, but I really wanted to see it.
Yeah, I do want to watch that as well.
Yeah, nothing. I'm scrolling through this really quickly, but no, nothing else, dude. Doctor Strange was pretty good. I never saw Fantastic Beasts. I wanted to see that, but I never saw it.
Yeah, I heard amazing things about it. Obviously, it did well because it's Harry Potter, but
yeah,
it really hit.
I'll probably. Yeah, La La Land I heard was great. I love musicals. I love Ryan Gosling. I love Emma Stone. J.K. Simmons is in that movie. I need to see La La Land. But I haven't seen it yet. But I heard great things. Rogue One is phenomenal. That's like for another time, and Assassin's Creed is for another time. Yeah, that's it, dude. I don't really have any. I'm going through here, and there's, for me personally, I don't know if you want to add anything, but there wasn't really anything else.
People would probably call it wraps.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think this is a wrap on the show, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, thank you for joining us after so long. We
Yeah.
hope you liked the episode and everything we talked about. Um, but yeah, we'll see you in 2017. Definitely sooner rather than later. We'll try and arrange dates for
Yeah.
some episodes. But thank you for joining us, though. We'll see you in 2017.
Yeah, and also really quickly before we close out, just kind of like a PSA, but yeah, we are doing some spin-offs. I did one I think last month, in November I think it was that it was a if you're like a filmmaker and you're kind of curious of how to make no budget films, I did a Q&A session with my wife. It was really cool. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm definitely gonna try because I think ultimately we want to have at least something out once a month at the bare minimum. Preferably more, but like my goal is to have something out, be it an episode or a spin-off. So we'll have some stuff ready. I was telling Adnan about some of the ideas I have, so hopefully we'll have more spin-offs in the future. So yeah. But I guess that's it, man. Last show of the year.
I'll show the
Yeah.
boom.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you later.